Hi there, I'm Igor Ledochowski, the co-founder of the Hypnosis Training Academy and author of the world's best-selling trainings on conversational hypnosis. I believe that anyone who wants to be a force for good in the world through the power of hypnosis should have the opportunity to do so, which is why I've made the classical foundational conversational hypnosis professional hypnotherapy program available for you for free right here. So, if you want to become a better communicator and use hypnosis to uplift people around you, inspire them, and enhance the lives of those who you care about during normal everyday conversations, then this training is for you. Enjoy.
So now, I want to give you not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 words of power. Did I do that well? I'm working my salesmanship thing, you know. Because you think about it, these words, these are little bridges, they're linguistic bridges that tie up 2 concepts. A concept that you have control over one which is an unconscious concept, which is the real thing that you're going after, right? So if you have a language, a whole vocabulary that does these things, well, at that point, you're free to be able to do whatever you want. You'll be able to express yourself hypnotically in any context. Wouldn't that be fair to say? So we have 5 words of power. And we're going to do some exercise on this. You're going to love this. We're going to limit, you're going to tie your hands behind your back, metaphorically speaking. Not really, because that'd be a bit weird. But metaphorically speaking, I'm going to tie your hands behind your back so that when we release them later, you're going to just fly like an arrow off a bow, just going, I can do this stuff. Would that be fun to do? Everyone stand up. Let's take the first word of power. One word of power. Because, right? The way you use it is the same way as this, but I want your minds to get used to doing this without thinking. And here's the challenge. Here's how you do it. It's actually a lot of fun. I want you to associate anything in your perceptual range or even inside your mind to anything else. And the key thing is, it doesn't have to make sense. All that matters is that you use the word because and only the word because to associate one to the other. For example, you look at me because I'm wearing a suit. Yay, I'm such a powerful hypnotist, right? The floor is a certain pattern because everyone's standing on it. There's a ceiling above us because there are rats in the universe. Now, is anything I'm saying logically making sense? Well, some of it does, but the point is not to make sense. The point is for you to run through as many because constructions, the first word of power, as possible to the point where you're not thinking. The way you should be feeling intellectually as you're doing this exercise is that you're standing on the edge of something like, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fall, oh my God. Are you okay with this? So speed is of the essence. You go with one person, you go, because you're looking at me, I'm a handsome man. He does one back.
Because his shirt is blue, I can fly.
Woo! Excellent. Next one. Right? That's it. You get as many people done in this room as you physically can, and we'll come back and do some more. Off you go. You're having far too good a time at this. Is that easy? Is it kind of fun? Notice how your brain's like going in little crazy places? Well, we're about to get a little crazy because now we're going to use... Why is number 2 number 5? How does that work? My unconscious is obviously just thinking like, no, wrong order in the list. Okay, we're now going to go with the second word of power. Right? We're going to only use the second word of power and no other. But this time, because the second word of power is easier than the first, and because you've done the first already, so it's easier to do anyway, we're going to double up. I'm standing here and talking to you, and I know that there's a God. And that means that you guys will love me. Thank you very much. Does that make sense to you guys? Yep. So I want you to double up, switch over, let the other person do it, and then go right on the next person. Remember, you're standing on the edge. If you're not standing on the edge, you're not going fast enough. Off you go. Right? Okay, folks, that was easy, right? And you guys, I mean, look at you guys, you're beaming. Something's working. So the second word of power, which is number 5 really, is working for you? Yes? This is yes, this is no. I need feedback. Yes. So, let's add another layer, which is a third word of power. Same thing, which means, right? You're looking at me, which means I'm really doing a good job. Thank you for that. Right? But this time, because you've already done one of these and doubled up on these, which is like an extra challenge, we're going to throw one more challenge your way. Do you know what it is? You're going to use all 3 in one statement. Because you look at me and you've come here to learn hypnosis, it means you'll really excel at this pattern. Now, that makes sense. I don't want you to make sense. Because there are do and do idea in the world, and little dwarves helped Snow White do her dress thing, it means that the universe is beautiful. Hopefully you realize that that doesn't actually make sense. And you don't have to either. Is that easy? Yes. Can you do that? Remember, you're going to stand on the edge, and if you're not, go faster. Off you go. All right, guys, so you having fun with that? What's the first word of power? What's the second word of power? What's the third word of power? Technically that's 2, but let's go legal on me. All right, so now, are you ready for another challenge? Yeah. Right, it's getting easier and easier, even though you're adding more and more, which is kind of weird. So, now we're going to add 4 and the real 5 on top of the other 3 you've already done. Every time, and which means. Now, you can do any order you want. If you want to do this order, that's fine. Because you're standing here looking at the board, and you're really curious about the things that we're doing, it means that your ability to accept hypnotic language is going to go through the roof. Every time you start talking to another person, when you're in this room, you'll find this the easiest thing in the world to do, right? Now, that's not what I want yet. All I'm wanting from you is a long sentence that makes no sense. Because, you know, there are grey people in the world and some very tall people. It means that tall grey people, every time you meet them, will shake your hand when you look at them in the eye and say, "Ha!" Right? So it makes no sense. It has the point is not to make sense. In fact, you know, if by accident what you say comes out, you know, hypnotic and makes sense, I can't stop you. Right? I'm going to be there saying, like, "Oh, we can't do this." But that's not the point. If you're standing on the edge, it's not making sense, and you're running through this thing, I'm going to lift the list up so you can look over it if you need to. And that's what you're doing. So just keep a nice long chain flowing. Do not think about what you're about to say until it's after it's come out of your mouth. At that point, you can turn around and go, "Ah, that's not too bad." You guys cool with that? Off you go. As many people as possible. You guys are having far too good a time with this. Hey, this is supposed to be learning. This is supposed to be like hard work and serious, and you know, you're supposed to feel bad about how they can't do stuff. Why are you guys having fun? Am I doing something wrong? Is it me? Do you enjoy that?